Hi, this is Lydia, the lifestyle coach, and so excited for you to meet an amazing woman today. So, I am a lifestyle coach who helps women to get free from food crazies like binge eating and bulimia, and really just using your brain, be able to be free. And not just like, hey, I'm managing my eating disorder, and not just like, hey, I just want to find some way to avoid all my triggers. Like, literally living your own regular life however you want to without the food obsession and without feeling like you ever need to binge again. And that is really what we do here. And with the hundreds of women that I have helped over the years, it is so fun to hear all their stories. And what's even more fun is when you get to hear their stories too. So excited to chat with a wonderful, wonderful young woman today, and for you to hear her story, and so grateful that she was willing to share. So let's hear from, without further ado, from the lovely Cecilia. Hello.
Hello.
So this is Cecilia, and she is in Denmark, which is so cool and awesome. And what I find is like, this is something that impacts women all over the world, and I coach women all over the world. So it's so fun to be connected, and welcome to the show, Cecilia.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited for you and everything that's happened. So let's get right into it. So tell us a little bit about like what is your story with how you started seeing sort of this eating stuff come up? Like, did you know what was happening? Kind of how did it evolve over the years until you realized like, wow, something's wrong? So tell us a little bit about like how did you get to where you were in your eating stuff?
Well, I think back in like 5th or 6th grade, I kind of always felt like this very shy, quiet girl that no one really saw. And then I just thought of losing weight as a way to kind of get attention. And then it just started with this super strict dieting and exercising. And then I just got compliments, and then it just kind of rolled on from there. And just one day that kind of stopped, and then a few years later I went into school again, of course, and it was kind of the same thing, and kind of did the same things and the same dieting strategy and exercising strategy, and then I just lost a lot of weight, and it kind of turned into anorexia, and I got in treatment for that. And I went for treatment for 3 years. And then I had to move away from home. So I moved into a dorm, and then I just freaked out because I didn't want anyone to see what I was eating, how much I was eating, and I didn't want to spend money on food for myself because I didn't feel like I deserved it. And then I started to throw up. I started to have binges because I was just like, okay, how can I eat without anyone noticing it? So I just had to eat everything now. And then it just felt too uncomfortable. And then I just had to throw it up. And it came to a point where I was just so tired of it. Like physically, I couldn't do it anymore. And then I contacted my doctor, and I got in group therapy for bulimia. And it was kind of, I think, 13 weeks program we went through. It's kind of a package deal. But then it just kind of slipped a bit away after that. It was better after, but I was still like binging and purging more or less afterwards. And then I just searched everything, Googled everything, just try to find all the informations on how to recover and stuff about nutrition, and basically everything I could get my hands on, I would read or research and try some of that. but I haven't really been like consistent with it, so it hasn't really worked any of it. And then just thought, why not try this?
So with your journey, first of all, thank you for sharing your story. It's an amazing story, and I know that it resonates with a lot of people in that same position. You know, a lot of times it starts out with the restriction and the weight loss, and then it's like, okay, now we're binging, and now to make up for now we're purging, and it just turns into an awful cycle. So for you, Cecilia, like how many hours a day or how much time a day were you spending on researching solutions and trying things and figuring out, you know, your next diet and figuring out how to purge, like all these sorts of things? Like how much time would you say that it was taking from your life?
A lot. I think most of the time, if I didn't have to do anything like school or stuff like that, most of it basically.
Yeah. So like all the life that you would get to live besides the
Yeah.
like, okay, so these are the have tos, and then the rest, you know, for a normal eater would be just, okay, well now I get to play and now I get to do things I want. But for you, any sort of extra time was filled with, okay, we've got to research, we've got to find a solution for this. Is that right?
And binging and purging. It
Yes.
takes a lot of time too. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So with that factored in, like the binging and purging is taking a huge part of your day, and then researching all the ways to stop it is taking a huge part of your day, right?
Mm,
Yeah. You said nothing ever worked, correct? Nothing ever made it better.
yes. It's just like there are some parts of it that kind of make sense and you feel like, okay, this is working, but just not fully.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know that's very frustrating. So,
So frustrating.
yeah. So, how else were you feeling? Like, what was sort of your emotional journey during this time where you're binging and purging and researching? Like, and that's like your life. How did you just emotionally feel? What was that like for you?
I felt sad, like I felt like really, really sad, like pathetic, like oh no. So yeah, I felt like so unworthy of anything. Basically, it was awful.
Yeah. And so just this feeling of like sadness and awfulness all the time. And then of course, like just, you know, being in the cycle. For you, what were the other costs in your life? Like what were some things that you couldn't do or that you avoided just because of where you were at?
I think the biggest thing for me was trying to avoid social situation around food. So like common dinners at the dorm or just a lot of time spending on planning food if I had to go to like a family event or something. Um, like that's annoying. It takes a lot of time and a lot of energy that could be spent better otherwise.
Yeah. And like financially in your life, you know, like with the binge foods and the attempted solutions to try to fix this, like what was it costing you, like as like a student, right? It's like you're a student, you're trying to do things, you're trying to save, like what was it costing you financially to just have to maintain this habit?
I think I live in Denmark and we are very lucky that a lot of the treatments we don't have to pay for. Um, and we have a lot of like free places to go who kind of treats eating disorders, but they are still like of the philosophy that it's so emotionally and it's very much about how are you feeling, and that has just never worked. So that has been very frustrating as well because it's just like I just want to fix the binging. Come on, like
Yeah, absolutely.
um,
So it sounds like you had, you know, being in Denmark, like the treatment for it was free, but not effective for you, right? Like it's just like,
yes,
I just want to stop binging, right?
yeah.
Yeah. And so, you know, it sounds like the treatment was an extra cost. Do you remember how much you were just spending in, you know, with the binging or tools to purge or like, whatever it was?
I don't have like precise costs, but definitely like books on how to recover and cookbooks, and obviously also binge food. But I don't have any specific price, but I think too much.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's fair. Too much, right? Because you didn't want to be doing it anymore, right? Yeah. Beautiful. So what were some of the things that you can remember when we first got in contact, Cecilia? Like, what are some of the things that you wanted, that you knew that now was the time? Like, I'm so tired of this and this, or I want to be able to do this and this. So remind yourself back to that time, which wasn't too long ago, actually.
No.
And it's so fun to see how far you've come in such a short amount of time. But what were the things that you wanted to be able to do that you couldn't do back then?
Feel normal and just have a normal life without binging and just feeling horrible all the time, just mentally and physically, and just feel like a normal 22-year-old. It's awful to just feel so like a freak when you're 22 and you feel like you should just be doing all of these fun things, and then you just like binging and purging. Like, that's awful. It's just a horrible feeling, and I just wanted it to stop so I can just be completely normal like anyone else, and have a regular person's issue.
Yeah. Just regular problems, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So then we met. Yay.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know we had a conversation and you qualified for my program and you took that step to really change things for you. What was one of the very first things you noticed in that you were getting more free? Like, one of the first times you were like, oh wow, this is working, or oh wow, I can do this now. What were some of those first celebrations for you?
I think that was actually, I think many people who watch this have read the Brain Over Binge book, which I did as well, and I thought it was so awesome. But I just didn't realize how important it was to verbalize the chatter, for it to really work, to really like feel the higher brain is working and making the decision. And I feel like that was one of the first things where I thought, this is actually working. Like, it was kind of surreal actually.
Yeah. So
But I feel like that was kind of the thing that was missing for me,
very
to
cool.
get it
So
up to the higher brain.
the higher brain, right? And when you
Yeah.
say that it's working, like, what did that feel like for you when it was working? Like, what was that experience for you that you knew it was working?
It felt awesome. Like, you feel so empowered, and like, I'm the boss.
Is that a great feeling? Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm the captain of this ship, right? Because I know that's a very common feeling of sort of like this hijacked feeling of like you're not in control of what you do. So yeah, to get those glimpses of, wow, I get to decide I'm in control. That's
Mm.
awesome, awesome. And what were some other wins and celebrations for you? Like, on this side of it, like, what are some of the things that you're doing now that you like never thought you'd be able to do? Like, just like cool miracle for you in your life stuff.
Oh, a lot, I think. Um, I am able to like attend dinners at the dorm without preparing for it or knowing it, just spontaneously. I'm able to have treats in the house without feeling like I have to just eat it all at once. I am able to spend my time on like fun things, like go out and taking pictures and read a book in the morning instead of like tracking my food or drawing and normal stuff. And like, even though they might seem small things for a lot of people, I feel it's a huge deal when you're used to spend so much time on food related stuff, or like watching what I eat in day videos or whatever.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. And one thing that I just loved, and I mean, this is what I do. Like, this is what it's about. I mean, a big thing for me is taking these amazing women in the world. I mean, you have so much that you're doing in life, and your education and the things that you love and your creativity, Cecilia. And I love how creative you are. I love getting to know you and like all the neat things that you are doing now that you didn't used to do. But like taking these amazingly strong women and then just releasing them from the food issues that were keeping them down so they can just step forward and just go for it. Like, just go for life. Like, you literally got like all of your life back that you were spending with this, like you said, in the morning, being able to do something you enjoy. So I love that, and I've loved seeing your journey, and it's been a beautiful thing. So how do you feel now, like compared to how you felt before, just like in a day around food? Like, what's changed about your feelings, or like your feeling about, you know, the need to binge, or where are you at now with that? Like, how do you feel now?
I feel normal, like a normal human being. I don't feel like I'm a person trying to recover. I feel like no. So I just feel normal, and I don't have like urges to binge on massive amounts of food, and I don't have urges to purge or anything. So I feel good.
Yay! Isn't that so fun? Oh, I love that. Anything else that comes to your mind that you are just loving about life in freedom? Like anything that's just like special or cool for you now that you're free?
I think it's awesome to be creative again, because when I was a kid, I loved to like draw my own cartoons and like imagine a lot of cool stories and stuff. And I love to draw as well when I was a kid. And it's just cool to do those things again, because eating disorders just kills creativity. And I don't think topping galore on oatmeal counts when it comes to that. So it's just awesome to do those kinds of things again.
Yeah, that's so fun. And like the world needs your creativity, you know? Like I love what you said, like eating disorders kill creativity. Like I just remember that feeling of like I have a full-time job and a full-time job trying to manage my eating disorder, and it's not working, and it's just like you don't have room for anything else. And I
No,
love all the room that you have left. Like I love that you're taking pictures and that you're going on adventures, and that I've gotten to see you do that and have creativity back in your life. It's so fun. It's a beautiful thing. Yay.
it's awesome.
Right? Well, I just want to celebrate you and say congratulations. Like, I'm so happy for you. Like, yes, I showed you how to do this. And yes, I coached you, but like you did the work and you were the one that was ready and qualified. And so I'm just very, very happy and excited for you. And what do you think? I mean, life coming up, right? Like school and work and life. What are some things that you feel are possible for you now in your future that as long as you had this eating disorder that you didn't see ever happening for you?
I think I will be much better able to like, I'm starting my master's degree here in September, and I feel a lot more safe around that I won't go crazy on food or just being weird in social situations, because I was thinking about how I would handle if there were food around, um and meeting new people and stuff. And also I will have to move, and that has also in the past kind of been a stressful time for me around food. So I don't really see them as a problem now.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing that the things that used to bring up so much fear in life now are just life?
Mm.
Like it's just, oh, that's normal. I'm a normal person doing normal
Yeah.
things, as opposed to everything revolving around food. It's so fun. I love it.
Yeah.
So for you, like, for the women watching this, that they're in that place where they're still searching, right? They're still doing their internet research. They're still desperately trying to find a way to just figure this out. Like, what advice would you give them? Like, what should they do? Like, if they want to be free?
Well, I do think they should absolutely try these principles and give it time. Just really be persistent with it and just commit to it and go into it with a positive and open mindset. I think that's super important. Just give it time and just do it.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. And that's one thing that has been a huge advantage for you, is just your mindset. And that's one way that I qualify the women that I coach, is that, do you really have that mindset of, you believe that you can get better and you're willing to adjust? And I love the way that throughout the program you've been like, okay, all right, I'll do it. I'll try that. It's just like, you've been so, like you said, that open mind of, okay, Lydia, like, sounds good. I'm just gonna give it my all and go for it. And the results that you've seen, in part because of that amazing mindset, has been beautiful. So
yeah, I think you need that. You can be stubborn and think, okay, I can choose not to do it, so I'm not going to do it. I think if you're just like, okay, I give it this time, I can't lose anything. Like, it can't get worse, so why not just try? Like, what's the harm?
yeah, that's a lovely perspective. So anything else as we just celebrate you? And again, just huge congratulations, Cecilia. Is there anything else on your mind that you would just want to say to those listening who are struggling, or anything else that comes to you to share to kind of make our conversation today complete for you?
I think give it a go. You can recover, like anyone can. Do it.
I love that. Thank you for being such a beautiful beacon of hope and just an amazing example, and for sharing your story. That's lovely, lovely. So thank you for being on, Cecilia. I'm so happy for you and your beautiful future as a free woman. Free woman, like, that's what it's all about. I love it. So beautiful, beautiful. And thank you for being on and sharing your story. And I'm sure that you guys have enjoyed just being able to see some more inspiration. And like Cecilia is saying, like, you can recover. You just need to be able to do what works, right? And like, just be able to move forward. So if you would like some help, like if you would like to recover and if you would like to have that freedom in your life, and I know that one thing that comes up, and I know that it did for my life, is like, I couldn't have tried any harder. Like, I was doing all the things. I couldn't have tried any harder. So really being able to do what works and be able to adjust and have that support. You can go to lydiawente.com/apply. If you want to go right to, I have free 45-minute sessions. They're called breakthrough sessions, where we really get the clarity about what's happening with you right now. And for so many women on these sessions, they say, wow, I've never thought of it that way. I've never realized this. I've never realized that. Like, and the things that we don't know, we can't change. So this is all about getting that first step to recovery solid, which is that clarity. And spots go very quickly, but I would just check right now and just see if you can snag one and book a time, and you'll talk to either myself or another coach on the team who's specially trained in being able to help you with that first step. And if you qualify for the program, then we would love to help you. But that would be that first step. And I just love seeing all of these women getting free. So this is Lydia, the lifestyle coach, and this is Cecilia in Denmark, free woman, and signing off. Thanks, guys. Bye. You have so many options. You can watch more videos. You can subscribe for new videos every Monday. You can even join our Facebook group with an amazing support community.